What's going on, everybody? Wild Time here, and it is time for World of Warcraft. Today, we are going to look at what we know so far about crafting in Dragonflight. This is the official post here, announcement rather, from Blizzard on July 7th, 2022. So we're just going to look over it, and we're going to talk about it. I'll let y'all know my thoughts, what I think. Keep in mind, though, that all this is subject to change, right? This is the baseline, the bare bones, what they've thought about, what they're thinking about putting out, what they want to put out. And it's not in its final form yet, but we'll probably get something close. First off, though, thank you if you are a sub. If you sub to the channel, I really appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like button. I really appreciate that as well. Sub to the channel if you like the content. You can wait till the end. You can watch all my videos in their entirety to decide. Either way it goes, I appreciate you being here and checking this out. Started a Discord channel. The link will be down below. It's got, so far, we've got a gold making channel and a Mythic Plus channel. It's not like a pro Discord, right? So don't expect any fancy lights, but it is working on building a community. So if you want to be part of that, go ahead and join that. I would appreciate it. So let's get right into this. There's a lot to cover. There have been other people that covered this, and so there may not be anything original here, but I just want to give you all my thoughts on this. So they start off, with Dragonflight development in full swing. You will soon get the chance to try out the new and updated profession system in World of Warcraft. It'll be interesting for the people that try that out. I'm not a big alpha or beta guy. I like to have everybody else do it and then read the guides and then get into it, right? Like, I don't want to play it and then lose it all and then play it again. That's just me. But that'll be available to some people. The system has been designed to provide greater depth and engagement, allowing you, the crafters of Azeroth, to differentiate yourselves and stand out from your peers. Okay, so right off the bat, I like this. It lets us know that they care about crafters and gold makers, because with this auction house merge, a lot of people are mad about it in the gold making community. As a whole, it's a good thing, I believe, but specific gold makers are not very happy about it, because it's going to devalue or revalue and lower the value in the cost of materials and commodities. All right, so I understand that, but this is going to be unique, and this is letting us know that they are looking out for us. So we're going to talk about crafting orders, profession specializations, crafting with gathering and quality. So there's a lot to it. The crafting orders are the thing that I'm most interested about. I don't know if you've all ever done like StockX for shoes. It's an app where if you're a shoe seller, you can go on there and you can see different shoes that people want and what they're willing to pay, and then you can find those shoes and sell it out to them. Or if you want to buy shoes, you can put up there a pair of shoes that you're looking for, price that you're willing to pay, and hopefully somebody sees it and buys it. Now that's a real life thing, right? To buy and to sell shoes. So this is sort of like taking on that sort of look. Crafting orders are a new way for you to place an order for almost any Dragon Isles, so it's Dragon Isle specific, crafting recipe using an auction house-like interface. This new service will be provided to you nearly free of charge by representatives of the Artisans Consortium, a new trade organization recently founded by its first branch in the Dragon Isles. When placing an order, there are 3 options that you can set to who can fulfill it. Available to anyone, so you can put it out there. Anyone can come up and do it. Guild members, this would be nice if you're crafting for raiding and stuff like that, for guild members, for gearing for specific things, or specific individual. Now, this could be friend to friend, or over time, if you do this enough, maybe you can actually build an in-game customer base. That'd be sort of cool, right? Tradable regions can be provided by you or the crafter, while certain special reagents may only be provided by one or the other. In particular, soulbound reagents will often need to be provided by you when placing an order for a soulbound item. Now that is really cool, because if you want something that's soulbound, the person who wants, the end user needs to have that soulbound item, but the crafter is still able to craft it and get a commission. So before this, if you have a soulbound item and you make a soulbound piece, you can't sell it, right? But now it's looking like if the person wants a soulbound item, a soulbound piece, then they can provide those soulbound items, and then you can craft it for them for a price, right? So think like I don't know, any kind of thing that has like a weekly or daily lockout, or like a expulsium type deal, right? From BFA. Having that was a huge limitation. You had to have that to make the things. Well, now the person who's buying it, it seems like they can actually be the ones that have it. So this is what the new interface is going to look like. And it looks like here, so this looks like it's taken from somebody who's posted it, right? Like this is what I want. This is what I'm providing. This is what the crafter will have to provide. And then this is how much I'm willing to pay the guy or gal to make it for me. All right. You'll also be able to customize the order by including optional reagents depending on the recipe, dictating exactly what you want to be crafted. For example, mini equipment recipes will allow you to specify secondary stats similar to missiles from Shadowlands. Once you're finished customizing the order, you will decide on an offered commission to the crafter, pay a small posting fee, and send it off. Okay, here's my big question on this. Will we be able to craft things from Dragon Isles and put them on the auction house? I didn't find that answer in here. Maybe I overlooked it. Or will we specifically have to do it this way, right? Because it seems to me like if you make it and put it on the auction house, you have to, subtract your cost it took to make it, and then you get, the profit, which is whatever you sell it for minus the part. Your cost. So this is going to be interesting. Can we sell it on the auction house? And is it going to be worth it? How often are people going to use this? Is this going to be something the whole expansion people are going to keep wanting? Or is it going to be really big at the start and then towards the middle end it's going to die off and you're going to check and there's not going to be any orders that people want to buy that you're not going to be fulfilled? Or is it going to be so overpopulated at the start that, how fast are these things going to go? Are there going to be like 100 of them up there and somebody's just going to grab them all? Or how's that all going to work? That's going to be interesting. But it looks like on the plus side, if somebody provides all the mats or most, you just have to do a few and they give you a commission. That could be a really quick way to make gold. So you put it up there and it looks like you place it, and then it looks like we can just go up there as a crafter, go up there and grab something and then craft it. Crafters can view these orders, fill in any missing reagents, craft the item, and collect the commission minus a small cut. On the other end of the transaction, as a crafter, this would be a great new way for you to earn gold, increase your skill, most importantly, help craft your friends and guildmates. If you focus on quality and customer service, and this is interesting, you might even build up your own following of customers and lock in steady business. That would be cool, right? Like if you know somebody and then they just do, like they message you and then they specifically want you to craft all their stuff, that would be cool. All right, so that's going to be super interesting. I think that's all the questions I had for that. So crafting those, definitely they're putting a big focus on it. Okay, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Professional specializations. Professional specializations will allow you to specialize in your primary crafting and gathering professions. Once you've reached a high enough skill, you will earn specialization points through a variety of activities and get to spend them to permanently improve different areas of your profession. So this is where it's going to get sort of tricky, right? You're going to have to specialize, and I don't know what the specializations are yet, right? So like in the past, it's been like if you're a blacksmith, it'd be an armor specialization or a weapon specialization. So it may be worth it to have two like blacksmiths or two leatherworking or whatever it is at the start. I think they plan on making it to where you can have them all the specializations available later on, but that's going to take a lot of time too, right? So it'd be sort of roll the dice what they come out with and then what one's going to be best. You're going to have to sort of feel the market and give your best guess at which one to sink your time into to make the most gold. This will be one of the main ways you can differentiate yourself from your peers, as there will be many areas of each profession to specialize in. What I hear there is there will be many areas of each profession to specialize in, some a gold sink and some a gold maker. That's what I hear. So rolling the dice there, educated guess on what that's going to be and which one to specialize in. More to come a bit later. Quality and its effects. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because this is just, we all understand quality, right? Better quality, better stuff. But The general here, we'll just read this. The new World of Warcraft is new to World of Warcraft is the concept of crafting quality, not like epic and legendary, but actual quality, different than those, both for crafting items and many gather reagents. This is not to be confused with rarity. Okay, so rarity, common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary is not the same as this quality. Crafted equipment will have 5 levels possible, while many other crafted and gathered items such as potions and ores will have 3 levels of quality. All right, now this is going to be actually the quality of the reagents and the items is going to, I think, play a big part, actually, right? It's not a hard concept to understand, but I think in practice it's going to be something to sort of focus around. For crafted equipment, quality will primarily modify item level, with each level of increasing by a small amount. For example, a piece of crafted leveling gear might be item level 270, 272, 274, etc. based on the quality. For crafted items such as consumables that have the effects of the quality are a bit more varied. For most, a higher quality will result in more powerful effects, but in some cases it might come in other forms of variation such as longer duration, more charges, etc. Note that there's an expectation that low quality versions of these will sell for less, but this will provide a niche for those who don't want to spend a lot of gold to be able to make use of the full suit or suite of crafted items. So here it is. It looks like here's the new interface, which is super cool. All right, and it looks like there's an option to use the best, where if you just want to craft the best, that's nice. It'll be interesting to see how add-ons work for this, right? Like TSM and different add-ons. They're going to have, I feel bad for them guys, they're going to have to rehaul a lot of stuff. And it's going to put a lot of gold makers at the start of this expansion using TSM sort of, we're going to have to wait, right, until they get it all sorted out. But here's an example. This blood salt finishing crafting reagent. So this quality here, this level 1 is going to increase inspiration by 9 and crafting speed by 15. And then here, this level, what is this, level 3 is going to increase inspiration by 15 and crafting speed by 25. So these are an example of a finishing reagent. It's a new type of reagent that can be used to improve aspects of the crafting process, increasing skill or stats. For instance, higher quality versions of these will have stronger effects. So this sounds to me like we can put this reagent into a piece of gear and then get this inspiration. I think inspiration gives you a chance to proc like either more or better quality crafts, and then here's the crafting speed. So yeah, so it looks like potentially we could be making, as gold makers, we could be making crafting sets to where we're going to throw on this armor, this set of gear with a bunch of inspiration and crafting speed when we're crafting. Okay, which is good because we lost crafting speed in Shadowlands, right? BFA, even I think in Legion, I don't remember, but especially with stuff like Alchemy, where you could improve your crafting speed, that was amazing. We lost that in Shadowlands. That sucks, but it looks like we're getting it back here, and it looks like we may be able to craft maybe specific like crafting sets. Gather reagents will have quality. The core reagents by the primary gathering professions of mining, ores, skinning, scales and hides, and herbalism will have quality. Okay, so higher quality, higher price to sell for, right? And higher quality, better chance to get a higher quality craft. Other things, meat, cloth, fish, and elements that can be gathered by anyone will not. All right, the crafting process, this just talks about what it takes to get quality in the crafting process. We sort of touched on it, right? So the recipe difficulty will determine how hard it is to craft higher quality, and the optional reagents. You can modify it up or down depending on their effects and quality. So it looks like here we have a missive of the Fire Flash, that's level 1, and then here, same thing, that's level 3, and it gives you different things, right? The reagents do. New UI for blacksmithing looks super cool, right? Your crafting skill is determined by your base skill in your profession, but can be modified by a variety of factors, including the quality of reagents you use. So it looks like if you use higher quality, you get more experience in your crafting, it sounds like. Finishing reagents, profession gear with skill bonuses, various bonuses provided by consumables, and most significantly, your profession specialization. As you can see in the below image, your crafting UI will make it clear based on all of these factors that what quality you are expected to craft your item at. This is funny. Your UI will make it clear, like Blizzard has been the clearest on what's happening on their UI and tooltips, right? But it looks like here's where you add your finishing reagents, crafting details. Here's your crafting skill, inspiration, resourcefulness. So all this we're going to figure out more later, right? But interesting. As you craft an item, there's a small amount of randomness added to your skill roll to represent the natural variation of your crafting execution. If you have any inspiration, you have a chance to become inspired, gaining a significant amount of bonus skill during the craft. So that's why inspiration is going to be, maybe we have crafting sets that we have a bunch of these reagents to where we can increase our inspiration and then have a chance to get bonus skill when we're crafting. You may do better than you expected, but never worse when you have inspiration. Additional crafting stats, here they are. Inspiration. You have a % chance to be inspired, crafting a recipe with extra skill. It says it's for those of us who love rolling the dice and getting lucky on some bonus quality. It's also a way to craft item at higher quality than your natural skill and specialization would allow you to get lucky. So I'm guessing this isn't going to be as important when you max your stuff out, right? But working your way up to it, I think that'll be really important. I mean, if you have a chance to make higher quality, why not, right? Resourcefulness, you have a % chance to use fewer tradable regents, such as ore. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice little bonus. Multi-craft, you have a chance to craft additional items. Only works on stackable items. Crafting speed, your % is faster. For those of you who mass produce crafts for the auction house or just want to save a few seconds now and then, crafting speed is a stat to help you create those items a bit faster. Okay, so this lets us know Blizzard does care about gold makers, all right? I mean, why else would they put crafting speed in? Okay, this is for people who mass produce crafts for the auction house. That's specifically for us gold makers. So that's good. A multi-craft, that's going to be really awesome. You could potentially, double your profit or more. Resourcefulness, same thing. This would be, you can save some of your resources. Inspiration, like I said, I'm seeing that be useful early on or when you're leveling, but not so much when it's maxed out. All right, quality philosophy. Many players will want to craft the best of the best and will settle for nothing less. With that in mind, we want to share a bit about our philosophy for quality and difficulty tuning for our recipes. Here they're just explaining really what sort of their mindset is behind everything. So it's telling you that max level stuff is going to be harder to do, right? What in practice, if you wanted to craft the most difficult recipes, for example, a chest with an item level equivalent to Mythic, and yes, this will be possible, you would likely need to fully specialize in crafting that type of gear, use all top quality regions, both required and optional, use the best profession gear you can find, which would also likely require highly specialized crafters to make, right? So yeah, right here, back to the crafting gear, profession gear. So you'd have to have the best gear to craft it, the top quality and everything, and fully specialized in that particular path of gearing type. And you would need to get lucky with inspiration or use a valuable finishing reagent that boosts skills to guarantee the item crafted at top quality. So these top-end crafted things, they're going to be rare. They're going to be worth a lot. They're not going to be something that's going to be able to be flooded easily into the market, which is good. Profession skilling, this just goes through what they're thinking behind profession skills. All right, this is interesting here. Powerful crafted equipment. In Dragonflight, you will find many recipes for extremely powerful crafted equipment. In fact, every primary crafting profession can craft one or more pieces, all of which work under a shared system with the following attributes. All right, this is pretty cool, okay? And I'll tell you why. So, up to 5 of these crafted pieces can be equipped at once, with two-handed weapons counting as 2. All right. So, you know how, like in the past expansions for long periods of time, your crafting is good, But then towards the end of the expansion, like right now in Shadowlands, most of what people are crafting and making, money on or gold on are the level 87s, or like the things that level 50s can wear. So they're not crafting for end game users. They're crafting for people who are leveling, right? Who need to fill those slots. Now there's a couple niche things like the 262s and stuff like that, and some legendaries. But for the most part, your profession, your crafting profession, as far as armor and weapons and stuff, dies off towards the end of the expansion because the actual content is providing with higher level equipment than crafting can. So, but here you're able to wear up to 5 of these high end pieces with, it looks like, up to mythic difficulty. So people are going to be able to be filling these slots in all the way in end game, which is going to be really cool. Actually, I think we've been missing that for a while. There's an argument against this, though. Some people are saying, this just gives people the ability to pay to play. They can buy them, and then those people are going to be able to get into mythics and all that kind of stuff beforehand, before anybody else, because gearing the normal way through dungeons, etc., and raiding takes longer. I sort of see it as, they're going to be able to fill in those pieces. But are there going to be some people that, buy all this stuff and get in earlier to mythics and that and clearing content? Probably yes. But in the long term, I think this is going to be great. All of them start at an item level near to normal raids, which is nice. I hated crafting that you craft and it's like lower than any other content. I hate that. So this is, going to be starting at normal raids, increasing with quality. They can be brought up to heroic and even mythic raids, making them competitive with some of the best gear you can find. All are soul bound, so you'll either need to craft them yourself or have someone craft them through your crafting order. So these higher end pieces of gear that people are going to be buying throughout like the expansion are going to need to be done through this new system because they're soul bound. So you're not going to be able to sell them on the auction house. So if you want to sell them as a seller, you're going to have to hope that somebody is requesting that you make it. This is where I'm worried about the limiting being, right? If towards the end, like if there's not a lot of people requesting things to be made, then you're not going to be able to really profit a lot on them. And plus, it's just going to be based on whatever commission that the buyer wants to give you. So there could be some hangups there. I'm assuming these are going to be region specific. I'm not sorry, not region specific, server specific. I'm assuming these are going to be realm specific, right? That it's not going to be region wide. I'm assuming because it's not a commodity. So that's one thing we're going to have to sort of worry about. Like you can't craft a bunch and then put them on the auction house and sell them. You have to hope somebody is wanting them and then craft them. But at the same time, that's also giving you, if somebody is wanting them, you know for sure that you're going to get that sale, right? You're not having to repost it over and over and over. So that's one good thing. Each piece of crafted equipment will require several types of soulbound reagents that will need to earn and craft to improve it with further optional regions. One type of reagent will come from various challenging activities through dungeons, raids, PvP. So this is something you're probably going to have to, get out of raids, Mythic Plus, and that kind of stuff. You will need to earn a fair amount of this reagent to craft a piece of equipment for significant pieces. So you're not, these aren't going to be flooded initially, right? It's going to take some time to craft them. A second type of reagent will come from a series of quests. To upgrade this equipment to around Mythic raid item level, you will need to acquire the final reagent that can only be obtained in the highest tier content, Mythic raids, the highest levels of Mythic Plus, and rated PvP. This is interesting. The highest levels of Mythic Plus, who knows what that means? Is that a specific, like, Mythic Plus level? We don't really know. All right, so that's sort of a little bit about that, how we're going to craft. I think it's going to be good. As a user of this gear, you will need to go out and acquire many of the reagents yourself. So this is why this is good. Like you don't have to go out. Like if you're the crafter, you don't have to go. It doesn't seem like anyway. You have to go farm a bunch of these things yourself. Whoever wants to buy it, it looks like they can also provide those soulbound things as well. So it looks like that's going to help. I think. Unless I misread that up here. Is it the crafter that has to have it? The Did we read that up here somewhere? Tradable regions can be provided by you or the crafter, while certain special regions may only be provided by one in particular. Soulbound regions will often need to be provided by you when placing an order for a soulbound item. Okay, yeah, so it looks like you, the person who wants it, or the buyer is able to place the soulbound items. So it looks like they even need the soulbound items to do it, right? That'd be interesting. Can I craft things with soulbound items and sell it through here? Or what this is sounding like is that the people who want to buy it have to provide those soulbound items, which will be nice because you don't have to go out and farm them. They already come with that soulbound item, and then you can provide the rest if they need to. So that'd be interesting to see how that works. All right, alchemy. This is pretty simple. This is just saying that there's no more flasks that last for an hour. They're doing files which last for 30 minutes. They can have different qualities and do different things. One of the reasons this is good is because if you're raiding, you could switch flasks depending on the boss, right? So you don't have to like waste your flask time. And they stack. You can take 2 of them to get to an hour as well. So that's sort of interesting, but nothing that's going to make or break, except for maybe we can sell more of them because people will need more of them. Here's the reasoning. The flexibility is beneficial and a wide variety of files can be discovered, each with their own unique uses. The experienced adventurers may even find that they want to switch files from battle to battle. Hence the added flexibility of a shorter duration. Just a few of the many options can be seen below. And then here they tell you what some of the files do. This is interesting. You will not find a cauldron recipe for files in the Dragon Isles, but you will find one for the most powerful craftable potions. So you're going to need a potion cauldron, but not a file cauldron. Don't worry, alchemists who choose to specialize in files will discover the secret to making files lasting significantly longer. So there's a preview into one of the specs for alchemy is going to be a file specialization. So that's it. That is what we know so far. And I got to tell you, I'm excited about it. It's, well, I'm a little anxious too, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that is going to be different. A lot of your add-ons are going to be all jacked up, right? And so this is going to be something interesting. My biggest concern, I think, that if I had a concern would be the amount of people who are going to the place where you request. So are you as a crafter going to be able to like park an alt next to this and just open it up and craft it, or have your main go there? And is there going to be enough like demand for the supply, or is everybody going to like hop on the orders before you get there, or how's that all going to work? Ideally, I think that it may be better than the auction house for these higher pieces of gear, because you don't run the risk of crafting it and then nobody buying it, right? You know exactly what the person wants, they're going to buy it, and you know what you're going to get through the commission and that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how the add-ons adapt to this, and it's also going to be interesting to see how it all works out. I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it, right? So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. And there is always a chance that I could have interpreted something wrong, right? I'm just human and we're all learning about this. So leave your comments down below. If you want to leave a horrible comment like, this sucks, I hate everything, you can leave it. I guess it sort of helps the algorithm on YouTube promote my video, but you could also leave it off, because I really don't care about the negativity. If you have something constructive to say about this, then go ahead and put it up there. If not, just wait till it comes out, right? So thanks for watching. I hope that maybe this cleared up some things, or gave people sort of an idea of what's happening, at least according to my interpretation. We still have several months out. We're about a half a year away, so we still got a lot of time in Shadowlands to do stuff. And I'll be updating as Blizzard updates. I'm going to also be updating and putting my 2 cents in on what's going on as well. So anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, leave a comment, do all that stuff that helps me out. and will help you out in the long run too if you're interested in gold making. And also Mythic Plus. We do some Mythic Plus on the channel as well. So hope everybody has a great day. Remember, it's just a game. Don't be a jerk. And until next time, take it easy.